I must ask you a question. So what's up, guys? It's John with WTBLAaaHGaming. We just got back from Fredericksburg's 2016 February 14th regionals at the Expo Center. We got a couple of the top deck profiles, and I'm going to do a deck profile. I took Monarchs. I went 4-4. There was only 8 rounds, 8 Swiss rounds. I didn't do horrible, but I didn't win. I managed to win at least one game in every round I played. So I want to show you guys the build I took and some of my card choices. So let's get into it.
Let me copy this shit from...
Alright, so to get into the Monarch build, starting off with a pretty standard lineup, we're playing 3 of Ether the Heavenly Monarch. If you guys don't know what Monarchs do, I'll go ahead and I'll explain it and stuff. Both of the big Ether and Everest have the same effect that they can be tribute for by tributing a tribute summon monster. When Ether is tribute summoned, you can send 2 Monarch spell and trap cards from your deck, and special summon another Monarch from your deck with 2,400, 1,000 defense, 2,800, 1,000 defense. She also has another effect to where you can banish a Monarch spell and trap card from your graveyard, and you can tribute summon it during your opponent's turn, which is a really, really good effect. I played 3 Abras, the Underworld Monarch. Abras has the same effect. It can be tribute summoned by tributing a tribute 4 monster, which makes it really good in the mirror match. Abras, when he's tribute summoned, you can go ahead and send 2 from your deck, and you can send 1 card from the hand, from the field, or the graveyard back to your opponent's deck. And then also when he's sent to the graveyard, you can banish a Monarch spell and trap, and then add a Monarch with 2,400, or a tribute 4 monster with 2,400 attack or more, back from the graveyard into your hand. For the small ones, we played 3 Ida, your basic lineup. Ida, when she's normal or special summon, you get to special summon a Monarch monster with, or a monster from your deck with 800 attack, 1,000 defense. Also, when Ida is sent to the graveyard, you get to add a remove from play Monarch spell trap card back to your hand. We played 3 Eidos. Eidos, when it's normal summon or special summon, you get an extra tribute for that turn. And then you can, when he's in the graveyard, you can banish him from play. And then you can special summon a Monarch from your graveyard with 800 attack and 1,000 defense. That's all the small cards we played, all the monsters that we contribute. We played 1 Caius, the Mega Monarch. Again, Caius has the same effect that you contribute him using 1 tribute for a monster. When you tribute summon Caius, you get to target a card, banish it, and deal 1,000 points of damage. If you tribute a dark monster, you get to do 2 and then 1,000 points of damage. And we played the 1 Kurez. Kurez, when it's normal or special summon, you target 2 cards in the field, destroy them, and then the owner of those cards gets to draw cards for each card destroyed. And then he can't attack the turn you activate that effect. I actually found myself using the Prime Monarch, tributing off the Prime Monarch, getting Kurez to kill the Ida and the Eidos for more draw. This is actually a really good choice to play one of. Next, I was maining 2 Majesty's Fiend. A lot of people are doing 1 Majesty's, 1 Vanities, and the Monarch builds that I saw there weren't doing as well as I was with the Majesties. Majesties is good all around from like every deck, whereas Vanities is only good with decks to like special summon stuff. So I had the 2 Majesties against the mirror match. And different stuff like that. Majesties absolutely killed Cosmos for me. Majesties was just all around the better choice in my opinion. I played 2 hand traps. I played the 2 effect fillers. I felt that Maxis in the main deck was cloggy. You weren't always going to go against decks that special summon a lot, especially pendulum decks where they just they special summon in 1 field. And against Monarchs, they usually don't go in the extra deck. They're just pushing for damage. Moving on the spells, we're playing 3 Domain of the True Monarch. If you guys don't know what this does, you can reveal a monster with 2,800, 1,000 defense, reduce the spell by 2. If you control a tribute summon monster, your opponent can't special summon from their extra deck unless they control a tribute summon monster. And then, excuse me, any of my tribute 4 monsters gain 800 attack when I attack. Something to note, they do not gain the attack when your opponent attacks you, in case you guys wondered. We're playing 3 Panthesium of the Monarch. Panthesium, you pitch a Monarch spell and trap card from your hand, draw 2 cards, and then you can banish Panthesium from your graveyard once per turn. And you can Reveal 3 Monarch Spawn Trap cards. Your opponent picks 1 and add it to your hand. Panthesium, the draw effect can be activated all the time, but the banish effect can only be activated once per turn. 3 Monarch Storm Forth. A lot of people were playing 2. I decided to main 3 because I wanted to go second turn against most matchups because I contribute all 3 monsters with Storm Forth. Also having the 3 Storm Forth in like the mirror match or contributing for the Aether on your opponent's turn is it's really good. This is where start to get a little off. I only played 2 Tenacity. In playtesting this deck, we often found that Tenacity was a dead draw at 3. And I mean a lot of the times. And I watched a lot of Monarch players dead draw 3 Tenacity today. I mean, they would draw like 2 in the hand, and they would be like, shit, I can't do jack shit with this. So, Tenacity at 2, in my opinion, was like the ultimate choice. I never once dead drew a Tenacity. I always had something to do with Tenacity. And I never wished I had a 3rd Tenacity either. The other upplay I had was people, when I would activate Pantheism's effect to reveal 3, and I would reveal like 1 Tenacity, and I already had 1 in graveyard, they'd send Tenacity back to the deck, thinking that I was clogging up my spell and traps from in the deck. Like, oh yeah, he's got 2 dead Tenacities in his deck. In reality, I had 1 Tenacity and it wasn't dead. For the 1-0s, we played the 1 Return of the Monarch. Whenever you tribute summon a monster, you get to search out a monster with 2800, 1000, or 2400, 1000. Maybe up it to 2. I would have liked to have seen it more, but at the same time, I really wouldn't have liked to brick into it. I played the 1 March of the Monarchs. This did absolutely nothing all day. I wouldn't want to run without it, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to play it. Because people weren't really worried about this. They were more so worried about the field spell. So, 2 more of the tech choice was Forbidden Chalice. In playtesting, we didn't want to come across Majesty's Fiends that we couldn't get around. We also didn't want to like not have the Veiler for the edit plays. Chalice was a good for edit plays, and Chalice was also good for pushing for game. Flipping this on a monster and giving him the extra 400 actually won me 2 games. So Chalice was a really good tech choice. I did drew it a couple times where I wanted like a Monarch spell or trap more than I wanted anything else. But for the most part, Chalice was really, really good. I wouldn't take these out. I think that main decking 2 Chalice is really, really good. For the 1-ups, I played the 1 Raigeki. Most people were siding Raigekis in Dark Holes. Main decking the Raigeki gave me kind of a surprise in the first game, and it actually won me a first game
I'm working on
against a Cosmo player. Because I had the Majesties on the field, and I Raigeki his monster, and he was like, well, fuck. 1 Reinforcement of the Army for the Eidos, and then 1 for 1 again for the Eidos. For 3-of, played 3 Upstart Goblin. The theory behind this, and a lot of people were doing the same thing, is game 1 you want as much consistency as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the worst choice in the entire deck all day. I absolutely hated it. I never drew into what I wanted from it, and I hated the fact that I now had to get over more life points from my opponent. In my opinion, I would take them out. They did not give me a consistency, and I always sided up the upstarts in game 2 and 3. And then for the very last card in the deck, I played the 1 Prime Monarch. Most builds are playing 2 to 3 Prime Monarchs and 1 Escalation of the Monarchs. Escalation is, in my opinion, you really only need it against the mirror match. And then the Prime Monarch, you don't want to break this. You do not want to draw more than 1 of this. So, I was drawing 1. Most of the time, I would pitch it with Panthesium. And yeah, I liked it at 1. I'm going to keep it at 1. I have no problem with it at 1. Of course, playing Monarchs, I have absolutely no extra deck. Not to say you can't play an extra deck. Someone at the top tables was playing Monarchs with an extra deck. Yeah, we don't know how he did. Going into the side deck, we played 2 Maxis. This was for game 2 against like Cosmos, Pepe. Just pretty much anything you really wanted to. All around, good tech choice. Used it a lot. Got me some good draws. We're playing 2 Solemn Scoldings. I sold off the Solemn Strikes. I didn't really want them. Scolding did its job. Most of the time, it got Twin Twistered. So, I think I only used it once. But it was still good. It's good side deck choice because you don't really set spell and traps. Sided the 2 Vanity's Fiend. This was for game 3 against, and you know, pretty much anything that special summons. Vanity's Fiend didn't really put in work for me. Majesty's Fiend did pretty much everything I needed it to, but Vanity's Fiend, I got it off like once or twice, and yeah, no, it's a good. I would probably drop it down to 1 in the side. That's my opinion. I'm playing 2 Magical Spring. The theory behind Magical Spring is against the Pepe matchup, you activate it, and they can't destroy their Pendulum Scale. You get some draws off of it, and yeah, their Pendulum Scale is pretty much stuck. They can't destroy it. They can't do anything to get themselves more pluses and fill up their extra deck and stuff. Only activated it once, and the guy, he OTK'd me, so I would probably take it out, to be honest. I played 2 Lancia for the Cosmo matchup. Anytime I sided in Lancia, I usually drew it first turn. It did absolutely amazing. I would probably side a 3rd one, to be honest. I wanted to see the 2nd one more often. But Lancia against Cosmos, absolutely beautiful. You can actually side Lancia against Monarchs if you want to. We played 2 Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters put in work today. Getting rid of the Mystery back row. I got rid of Mirror Forces, Bottomless Trap Holes, a couple Strikes, stuff like that. I actually put this in here for Master of Restricts, and I put this in here for Pendulum Scales. It's funny because I only got Master of Restricted once today in all 8 games, and I had Majesty's Fiend on the field, and I played around it, so I wasn't really scared of Master Restrict. I'm playing 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. This was good in theory. I never got to actually use it. But because I have Dark Monsters with 2400 or more attack, I can play it against Pepe or anything. Burning Abyss, I could play it, and stuff like that, to where I could declare traps or spells or something, and for the rest of that turn they couldn't activate them. Good in theory, never got to use it. For the last side deck card, absolutely amazing tech. 2 Land Robe, the Rock Vassal. If you guys don't know what this does, it's basically a Book of Moon on crack. You can reveal Land Robe, target an opponent's monster, flip it face down, and special summon him. Land Robe was my out to Fog King, and Land Robe actually won me a lot of games. I would side this in against game 2, and actually, a buddy of mine was telling me that a player who took 4th, who was 1 loss, 7 wins, I was his only loss because of this card. I actually 2-0'd him. He ended up having an Ignister on field, and I didn't have any way around it, and I top decked into Land Robe. And I went off on him. I flipped his Ignister face down and actually ran it over with Land Robe because they only have 0 defense. So, if I was to change anything, I would actually main deck a Land Robe and I would take out Upstart Goblins. Otherwise, the build I played worked absolutely amazing. I only actually bricked maybe 4 games out of the whole tournament. I had an absolutely amazing time. I thought it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, tell me, you guys, what you think, what I could make changes to and stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.